Hello and welcome to my alternative channel, Anti-War. And today on Anti-War, Louisiana Beer Reviews presents Coors Banquet beer, introduced in 1873. Denver, Golden, Colorado, right close to Denver. Golden, Colorado, 5% alcohol, certified kosher. This beer undergoes a special filtration process, not pasteurization, sort of a cold filtered process, which allows it to be stored at room temperature. It doesn't have to be cooled anymore like in the old days. It doesn't have to be cooled continuously, is what I mean. So, local store had this 99 cents a tall can. They dropped the can, somebody dropped the can and punctured it. So they sold the other five. It's a good deal these days. I remember when Coors Banquet was $4.73 a 6 pack of pint cans, though, before the scamdemic. All right, here is a thick white head and a clear straw appearance. It's made with corn syrup these days. I remember they used to use yellow corn grits, the grits, but they went to corn syrup. I guess it was cheaper and didn't affect the flavor. It must not have affected the flavor because it tastes the same as when I first tried it in 1996. Now, if you're a can and bottle collector, Coors should be the one you try because or collect because they change their cans and have heritage cans and collector cans about every 3 weeks. So you could have a house filled with Coors variant cans and bottles. Believe me, it does not stop. Over the years, I've collected so many, and I can't show them all. There's no time to show them all. And I should have kept the lamps up. I collected some of them over the years. I mean, there's too many. I have a little sample of them. Some faded, I threw them out. There's an old bottle from about 25 years ago, Coors Original Banquet beer. Um, had this painted label. Well, it's actually a stick on. It looks like it's painted, but it's a stick on. From about 26 years ago. Different style bottle, embossed on the back. Another label, Coors Original, the original Coors Banquet beer. You see the red part is faded. Red fades so bad. That's why my grandmother said, "Don't ever buy a red car. It fades." She's right. She was right. It fades. Then remember in the mid to late '90s, they had the baseball bat bottles, 18-ounce baseball bat bottles. I bought those. I also had the Coors Light baseball bat bottles, but I discarded those because I can't keep everything. I'm not going to buy a storage unit to store stuff that has no value. All right, so head dissipated, left some nice lacing, poured up some more. Show you the website here on Anti-War, Louisiana Beer Reviews on Anti-War. Welcome to Coors Banquet since 1873. Yes, you get bottles, cans, and on draft, but try finding it on draft. You'll have a hard time. There's a little history section. You can read that when you get a chance. talk about the ingredients. The barley in 1937, Adolf Coors used Moravian barley seeds to brew Banquet, which is still linked to the original variety we use today. Linked. So as you can see, the recipe has changed over the years. Rocky Mountain water, 150 years of experience, plus 3 years. 147 calories. Ingredients: water, barley malt, corn syrup, yeast, and hop extract. Yeah, cheap ingredients. What do you know? You know it's cheap. Some Singer. '50th anniversary promo. Coors Edge, if you want a non-alcoholic beer. Coors Light, if you want a lighter version of Coors. Banquet. Coors Light actually was introduced in 1941, but right after they brought it out, there was the Pearl Harbor attack, and they put it on the shelf for over 30 years. And they didn't reintroduce it until 1978, Coors Light. So there could have been a light beer revolution in 1941, but that happened. So I mean, like, television could have been more advanced, except for World War II, because television launched in 1939, and they were already developing color television and even cable, coaxial cable television. But the World War II set it back probably 10 years, so because they were concentrating on other things. So then they had sort of a relaunch in 1946, and then color came in really about 10 years later, but only a little bit because there was some controversy over how they should do color. CBS had a system. NBC had a better system. RCA, I think, at NBC with to produce color. And at around the same time, videotape was being developed, and coaxial cable. So, but it could have been all color, might have been all color in 1960 instead of 70, 65 instead of 75 or whatever. All right, but anyway, beer, television, technology, it all kind of works together because they all use technology tools to help us get things done. Banana flavor, well, they say that on the website that it has a slight banana flavor. Yes, but it's so minimal that you have to really search for it. It's not like you're going to sip on this and think you drink an Eagle, formerly known as Wells, Eagle banana bread beer, which I never see anymore, by the way. That must have been discontinued. But remember that banana bread beer? But you wouldn't think that. It'd just be a little slightly unusual flavor. But yeah, it's still somewhat popular. It's not exactly super popular. Coors Light outsells it probably 20-1. And Coors Light is more expensive by a little bit, but it's not as good. You're getting a lower calorie product with Coors Light, but you're losing some flavor. Now, the flavor here is not like exactly on fire. You know what I mean? It's not like it's incredible, but it's pleasant. You get some bread, that little tingle of banana. Bitterness, very low. Maltiness, moderate, like light bread, white bread. Medium body, dry finish. With these kind of beers, your best bet is to shop price. Just get whatever's cheapest because you're not going to really get much difference. It'll vary like a little bit, like this. It's almost like a straight line, and the variation will be a little bit above, a little bit below, but it really won't. There's some outliers that are way below, not too many way higher at the price point. But I would just shop price. It's up to you. It's your money. But Budweiser, Pabst Blue Ribbon, Miller High Life, Miller Genuine Draft, Rolling Rock, Busch, Yingling Premium, Shiner Premium. I mean, Bohemia, National Bohemia, if you live around, about to say Detroit, if you live around Baltimore, you might see some Strohs if you live around Detroit, some Schmidt if you live around Pennsylvania. But, it'd be the same. It'd be the same thing. So, like I say, shop price. So how would I score this? How am I going to score it? I give it a 90. It's getting into excellent. It's got some problems that would hold it down by 10 points. Not going to be perfect. It never was made to be perfect. So that's probably a little too high. Maybe it's more like an 87 than a 90. It's a fresh can, but whatever. It low point 87, high point 90, somewhere around there. But all the rest will be just like that. So like I say, take your pick. But yeah, good product, good American classic. So Laissez Les Bon Temps Relais, very good, a good to very good to even excellent. That's pushing the envelope, but even excellent beer. And I'm going to end this review by saying, let's jump over to the main channel, see what's happening over there. All right, bye-bye, everybody.